Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this small purse using Tunisian knit stitch. This is how it looks. Once you open, I've lined the purse and this is how it looks. Slip knot and chain any number of chains. I've done 21. And now for the first round, I'm going to insert the hook into the second chain. So go into the second one and grab the yarn and pull up a loop. So I've got 2 loops in the hook. Now I'm going into the next and grab the yarn, pull up a loop, and now I have 3, and I'm going to continue by pulling the yarn. So insert into each of the chain and pull. So I've got total of 21 chains. So I'm going to have 21 loops in the hook. So if you've chosen 10, you're going to have 10 loops. If you've chosen 11, you're going to have 11 loops. I'm in my last one, and that's it. Now you can count the loops. So I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 and 21. So I've got 21 loops, so that's right. And now for the next round, I'm going to switch already the yarn. So you're going to leave that one here down and grab the second color. Now I'm going to make a slip knot like this and place your finger on top of this last chain and this yarn so that this is secure, and pull the yarn through the first loop. That's it, like this. And now I'm gonna yarn over and go through 2 loops at a time. So 1 and 2. And then yarn over and go through 2 loops, 1 and 2. And this is how I'm going to do now, going through 2 loops at a time. And the last 2. So that's the end of the round 2. So these 2 rounds looks like this, and now I'm gonna work my next round. So if you pull the stitch, you can see small hole, you see, in between this strand and the strand that's behind. So I'm going to insert in the middle of that stitch. So if you can see, like this. So that's what I'm going to work, and pull up a loop and keep into the hook. Now go into the next again. You can see in the middle of the stitch and go behind and pull up a loop. And the same way. So you're going to have total of 21 loops into the hook. And keep the loops loose. So don't make it too tight. So I'm here in my last one. So you can see the last one is this. So I've got only 2 strands in here. I'm gonna go in the middle of that, so like this, and pull up a loop. So now I've got total of 21, and I'm gonna switch yarn again. So leave that and grab the old one, the purple one, and go through the first loop only, like this. and then 2 at a time. Yarn over and go 2 loops at a time. And the last 2. So after this round it will look like this, and now I'm going to repeat the same thing as the last round. So I'm going to go in the middle of the stitch like this and pull up a loop, go into the next one, do the same thing. So in the middle of the stitch and pull up a loop. You see, I'm here into my last 2. So, and the last one is going to be the side. So if you look at the side of the stitch, you can see these 2 strands, one of each color. So I'm going to go through these 2. So you see you have 2 strands, and grab the yarn, pull up a loop, and you're going to have 21 loops again. And now leave that one and go back to the lighter one, and the same thing, grab the yarn and go through the first loop only, and then go 2 at a time. So yarn over and go through 2 loops at a time. And this is how it looks. So once you keep working, you'll see that this will look better. And for the next round, you'll be going through these 2 loops. You see, it's always going to be 2 loops, one of each color. And you can put a stitch marker so that you know exactly where you're going to work, and just keep doing. So keep repeating the same thing again and again. I'm back now, and I'm going to show you how to finish the work. And to finish it, you're going to move to a smaller hook. So this one is a 3.5, and I'm going to go for a 2.5 and insert and start the round. And I'm going to do some single crochet to finish. So insert the hook the same way into the middle of the stitch and grab the yarn. So you've got 2 loops, and do a single crochet by going through both loops. And now I'm going to put a stitch marker into that first one, and now I'm going to go into the next and insert, grab, single crochet, single crochet, and continue. I'm in my last 2 stitches now, and 1, and the last one is the side one. So you need to insert in the side of the last 2 loop and do the single crochet, and I'm going to place 1 stitch marker into that one. After this last one, I'm going to now continue the work into the side of the stitches. So for each of the round, I'm going to do 1 single crochet. So I'm going to start by inserting into the same stitch and doing 1 single crochet for the previous round. So this is my last stitch, and I'm going to insert into the same space and do 1 single crochet. And now for each of the rounds, I'm going to do 1, and I'm going to work this tail behind. So the next one would be here. So for this round, for the blue round I've already done the single crochet, and now for the purple one, for this one I'm going to insert in here and do one single crochet. And now for the next one, you can see if you pull the stitches, you can see the small hole. This is where you're going to work your single crochet, so all the way around you can see. I'm in my last few stitches, and these are the last two rounds. You can see where I've joined the yarn, so I'm going to insert there, and the very first one, which is going to be here. So for the first one, you should insert into this bit here. So you insert and do your single crochet, and that's the last. Now you're going to turn work, and you're going to work this way. So insert the hook into the same one. That's going to be the first of this side, and do a single crochet, and I'm going to place a stitch marker into that first one. And now do one single crochet for each stitches, and I'm going to go back into the chain. This is the foundation row, and I'm going to work into the back of these chains. So here I'm in my last stitch of this side. I'm going to insert and do my last one. It might look like there is another stitch to do, but what you have to do, count that you've got same amount of stitches on this side and the other side here. So I've got 20 here, I should have 20 here as well. So I've reached the 20, and now I'm going to continue on to this side. So for every round I'm going to do one, and it's going to be, the next one is going to be here. You see, this is the round. So I'm going to insert and do single crochet, and I'm going to use another stitch marker to make sure I know exactly what I've started. So this is for that round, so I'm going to put it here. So this is the end of this side, and now if you pull the stitches, you can see the little hole where you have to work the side of the stitch. So I'm going to insert and do my single crochet, and later count if you've got the same amount on this side and this side. So now for the last stitch, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to insert into this space where I should, but I'm going to go into the stitch where I've worked the first stitch, so here, and do my last single crochet, and that's it. Now you can slip stitch to the first one, so take the stitch marker off and slip stitch. Then you can cut the yarn and pull, and then you have to secure it and wave it. After waving the ends, you need to put some stitch marker first to decide the flap, the body, and later you need to line it. So you can see from this point to this is the flap, but while lining it, keep little bit of gap. So you can see I just line the top bit, keeping little bit of gap so that you can fold it easily. Same thing on this side as well. So it's gonna be like this. I'm gonna fold it like this and join the two sides, and this is the flap. And after lining, you need to add the snap. This is magnetic snap. So now I'm gonna join the sides, and to do it I'm gonna do it on the wrong side. So fold it like this, and I'm gonna start now from the stitch marker position. Take the small hook, I'm using 2.5, and make a slip knot. So first start with inserting the hook into this one where you have the stitch marker. This is the corner, and I'm gonna use here both loops, go through both loops and then insert it into that one. Take the stitch marker off, and again use both loops. So grab the yarn and pull, make a chain. That's it. And now I'm going to use the front loop only of the next stitch. So you've got two loops, use the closest to you, and now go into the same stitch that you've already worked. So into the same one that you've already worked, your first one, and do it again. Go into that one again and grab the yarn, slip stitch. And now I'm going to go into the next and use only one loop from each stitch. So use this one which is the closest, and from the other side the one that is farthest, that one, and do a slip stitch. So I'm going to slip stitch all the way around. I've chosen an odd number, so I will be left with this stitch. So I have 2 more to go. 1, take the stitch marker off as I can't work with it, and 1 on this side and 1 on the other side, and that's it. Now chain 1, cut the yarn and pull. So that's it. This is how it looks from the inside, and the outside would be like this. So you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this is how it looks, and you can make a small flower and add some glue and stick here. That's it. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.